lesson is about styles. Now, styles has made it onto the main ribbon for Microsoft Word 2007, whereas most people never heard of it before. It's been the strongest feature in Microsoft Office Word for years. You know, the ability to hit F4 and repeat what you just did is awesome. The ability to select several areas at once using your control key is also a very powerful tool. The ability to use your Format Painter. Now, your Format Painter, just to review, if I have an area of text that is formatted a certain way, I can take a paint sample, go to the paint store, and I can apply that formatting in other areas by clicking them. Also a very powerful feature. Now, if I were to use the analogy of superheroes, the ones I just mentioned are kind of on the Batman level, Aquaman level. Styles would be the Superman, because Styles allows you to change not only the font, the color, and the size of text, but all of the indentation and the line spacing that we learned. It has those powers as well, whereas Format Painter and F4 do not. So depending where you're working, what you're doing, those are great tools. However, for stronger stuff, for more stuff, we're going to go to styles. Now, there are two levels of styles. First, there are style sets. Now, if you apply a new style set, it does the entire document. Now, I'm not clicking, I'm putting my mouse over and it's giving you a preview of what this document would look like with this style set. One of the reasons we make it pretty is styles. Format Painter, of course, is another. You're able to format your document after you've done typing so quickly, so easily, so professionally with these tools. It doesn't make any sense to do any formatting until you're done. So here it's giving me a preview of what these would look like. And if I like one, I would simply click it, and I've just formatted my entire document with fonts, with spacing, sometimes with indentation. Very powerful tool. Now, style sets is one part of it. Now, once you've picked a style set, you can now come to these style lists, and anything you select, it'll give you a preview of what it will look like if you choose one of these. So I'm not even clicking, I'm just getting a preview of what these styles will look like. And I just asked for the whole menu, and I'm simply scrolling over with my mouse, and it's showing me what these look like. So strong looks like that, intense looks like that, subtle reference, intense reference, book title, list. This is intense quote. So it's giving me a preview without me actually committing to it. And once you find one you like, you can click on it, and it's just applied that style to that paragraph. And then you'd select whatever other paragraphs you want to work with. Now these are all the same, so now I would want to look for a style that would look good with those. So I can scroll through the list and see what might look good with these and what might be appropriate. And as you see, it's not just changing the size of the font, it's changing the style, sometimes the underline, sometimes the spacing. Some of them look terrible, some of them might look really good. You know, it depends on your taste, it depends on what you're doing. And when you click one, I've just now applied that style to all of those things. Many style sets to choose from, many styles to choose from. Now the styles will change depending on the style set that you chose. So as you pick a different style set, your styles will still have the same titles, but depending on which style set they reside in, they will look different. Tons of options, maybe too many, but over time you'll get to know which ones you like, which ones are appropriate, and it will enable you to to format your document very quickly. Now I'm going to just bring this right back to the way it was. That's one of the beauties of styles, is I can also remove. I can set it up so that it's got no formatting at all. So I'm going to select everything in my document here, and I'm going to ask for absolutely normal. Now, It should have also removed the underline. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest, because nothing is nothing and I shouldn't have anything there. So normal. So I'm going to see if I can't clear the formatting. I'm going to use this right here. And now it's removed everything. If you ever inherit a document that's a mess, that just looks terrible, you can use that feature to get rid of all the extra line spacing, the indentation, the underline, and then you're left with this, right? And then you're able to set it up whatever way you'd like. Now, you're also able to create your own styles. So let's say that I have this paragraph here, and I think that I want it to be indented 1 inch from the left, and I want it indented 1 inch from the right, and I want it to be justified, and I want to line space it, let's say half, 0.5. Let's say this is what I want, and I want to repeat that several places in this document. I can now save this as a style. So I would come here to Styles, okay, so I've got, sorry for the pause, I've got a paragraph exactly the way I want, and I want to store this. It's this button right here. So here, and I can save selection as a new quick style. So I'm going to click that, and I can even give it a name, which is a good idea. So I would call this indent 1 for 1 inch, and then maybe space 0.5, which makes sense, and then OK. Now that's been added to this list. It's at the very top of this list. So when I want to apply it in different paragraphs, I don't even need to select the whole paragraph. It'll do every word in the paragraph. So I'll simply go in this paragraph and say, yeah, I want that style for this paragraph. I'm just clicking the button and it went. And then I can even F4 here, because the last thing I did was I indented and I did all those things to that paragraph. So it's that fast, it's that easy to use, and now I've stored it. So anytime I want to use that style in this document, I can use that style in this document. The last thing I want to talk about with styles, since I've already talked about it a lot, but let's say I really like this style and I want to be able to use it in the future on other documents. Right now I've stored it, yeah, but it's only good for this document. If I want to be able to use this in another document, or if I'm not perfectly happy with it and I want to alter it in a slight way, right click on your style, go to modify. From here I can change certain elements about the style if I wasn't totally happy. It's giving me a rundown of everything in the style here, and I have all these buttons where I can change it. What I want you to know is that instead of only in this document, I can say I want it available to new documents as well, and then hit OK. So now if I open a brand new document, at the very top right here, I've got that available on this list, and it's not going anywhere. So if you create your own style that you really like, you can also store it. That's a lot of information for one feature. You may want to watch this video again before you actually start the lesson. This is a very advanced feature, but it's Superman. It's the most powerful feature, in my opinion, in all of Microsoft Word.